I was just confident going into it. My teammates were confident. We knew we needed to go down that drive and score, and that's exactly what we did. And I owe a lot of the credit to my O-line for helping me go in there and just producing holes and being able to out-physical their defense. And I just put all the trust in them, and they put all the trust in me, and we came out on top.
I know it's kind of cliche a little bit at this point, but when they talk about the next man up and all that stuff, but I mean, you really had to do it in the course of a game. Sometimes that happens, when a guy's going to be out during the week and you have to come in, but to have it happen during the game, what was that like? And being able to say now it's on your shoulders.
Right. I think regardless of when it happened, I was ready for the opportunity to step up, and that's something Coach Harsin always touches on. Just be ready to be the next man on the totem pole and be ready to step up for the team. And going into that game, you got to be ready. You got to be ready for anything. So that's something we've always practiced, and that's kind of always been my mindset to be ready to step up for the team.
I was say your teammates have kind of said, at the start of the year you had more carries, and then Alex started getting a lot more, and maybe your workload decreased a little bit, but it seems like you kind of kept working the same way you did since day one.
Right. That's just something that I've always wanted to do, and that's something that the coaches always preach about, and just continue to work regardless of your role, and just be ready for the next opportunity.
And then, after the game, you said that you never really repped that play in practice, and
right.
Going back and rewatching it, I can understand had you ever put a guy in motion? I mean, that was kind of a complicated play to just be put in the spot and try to execute.
I've went through it just kind of on the sideline or with Coach Marks, but I've never really ran through it in practice or in a game. But I was able to do it. I knew exactly what was going on. I've watched Alex do it plenty of times, and I've done plays similar to it, so it wasn't much of a change.
Was that the same play that Alex scored on?
It's similar.
Okay.
And that was kind of funny, but have you put a guy in motion before? I mean, was that?
Yeah, I have during practice, but obviously not ever in a game before.
So was there a little bit of anxiety or some nerves about?
No, not really. I was just ready for whatever play they called, ready to execute it.
With with Alexander's status, we haven't talked to Harsin yet, so we don't know what it is. But how do you feel about him? You might have the opportunity. You might be the guy in your last college game. You might be the guy out there. What's that like, and how are you approaching it this week?
Right. The same as every week. Just ready to step up, and hopefully Alex is 100% by game time. But just kind of attack it like I do every single week, and just be ready, be prepared.
If he's not, what's that like for you? To maybe have that shot to do that, start against Oregon, be
it feels good to be able to be a leader on that team and be able to, or our team, and be able to step up. But it's really just like any other game.
It seems like this year, as opposed to maybe the last couple of years, I don't know whether you keep your legs churning more or whatever it is, but you're managing. It seems to continue to get yards after contact and push piles. What do you credit to that this year?
I think just experience and being comfortable in there, and just kind of expecting what's going to happen, and not being so new to being out there on the field. So I would definitely I would credit that to reps and just being prepared during practice.
You watched Oregon's defense at all, or?
A little bit, not too much. I haven't dove into too much film yet, but we'll get started with that soon.
It does stand out. What caught your eye about them? Just like the rush defense is pretty good.
Yeah, they've definitely been. Their defense has gotten credit for being a great defense against the run. So we got to be prepared for that, and our line's got to be ready to be physical. So I think we're ready for the challenge, and it's just going to study and prepare and go off the coach's game plan after that.
Exciting opportunity for you in your last game to play a team like Oregon on this stage on ABC, and just have a chance for this.
Yeah, I think definitely being in a bowl game, especially being able to be on this stage and play against any team is an exciting opportunity.
What was it like, maybe in the locker room or right out on the field afterward? When you got to see Alexander and talk to him, and after he saw that you had scored the touchdown and stuff like that, what was his reaction? What was that like talking with him?
It was huge just being able to be right next to him and right before.
I just heard you are the one that did the game-winning touchdown.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Can I give you a kiss?
Sure.
Mwah. Love it! Oh, I'm so excited.
All right. Sorry, what was the question?
Gee, I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, when we offer that, he says no. No, but I was saying, what was like with Alexander? Maybe after the game, or what did he say to you after?
He was real proud of me. When he was coming off the field, I grabbed him and said, you're going to be fine, and that I have his back 100%, and that we'd be fine. We'd go down with the offense and score. So after, it was kind of an emotional moment for me and an emotional moment for him, and he was just proud of me, and we gave each other a big hug, and he told me how proud he was of me, and so it was a good moment between us, just being, like we said earlier, the hurricane and tornado. So it was definitely a big moment for us.
Is that something that pushed you or will push you? If he can't go, hey, the guy that's been your biggest support, and you guys battling it. If he can't go, then you got to step up for him.
Right, definitely. I think I'm always ready to step up for him, and he's always ready to step up for me. So, we've had a great relationship over the years and built a really strong friendship, and so we're always ready to back each other up in any situation.